Hey, what's up guys? Little man with a big opinion here. Today's video, we're going to do another prepping one. I haven't done a prepping video in a while, and got a handful of reasons why. For one, I just finished a move. I've got my desk set up, but we got boxes all over the place. So I haven't finished unpacking. And I'm kind of going to do two types of videos with this channel. If you haven't seen the coin videos and you're not into that, don't worry about that. You're here for the prepping videos. The other reason why, and we're going to get a little personal here, is beginning of April, I found out I was diabetic. Had to spend some time in the hospital. And so between then, which was kind of the last time I did a prepping video, and now, don't want to get my hand in front of the camera. Between then and now, I've been reworking how I prep, what I prep, and I have to, change a bit of my lifestyle. So, that being said, you've seen my videos where I talked about the amount of food that I've put away. You've seen the rice, the beans, corn, canned food, all those kind of things. You can even see up here in the back, I have unfilled mason jars. Basically what I know at this moment is I should be eating a lower carb diet and or exercising more. Thought I was getting enough exercise, thought I was eating enough food. Turned out I wasn't. And so I can still prep, and my videos coming up will talk more along the lines of, prepping as a diabetic. But what I can tell you, and I have to preface this as I'm not a doctor, a medical, care physician or anything like that. This is just the research that I have done, and I've talked to my doctor about this because it's pretty important to me, and he's kind of given me some tips on it, what I should do. And at the moment right now, my big main goal as a prepper is to not be dependent on insulin. If you're dependent on insulin, from the research I've shown, most pens or vials or whatever can sit for about a year. Some doctors have suggested it can sit for up to 2 years, and in up to 2 years, you've lost like 2% potency. And then after that, it starts to slowly downgrade, and you really just don't know how effective it'll be, and if it kind of goes bad after that point. So, I can't speak too much for the type 1s, but for people that are type 2, not becoming insulin dependent is going to be your best friend. And so, I got a bike, got some more weights, I'm exercising more, I'm eating less carbs, but I'm changing my diet up. And so, moving on to supplies as a diabetic prepper, I have gotten, my meter. I've gotten 2 or 3 extra batteries for it, a boatload of finger prick needles, a boatload of needles for the pen, tons of the little alcohol swabs, and essentially I stocked up enough of that to make it through. I think I'm sitting at like 18 months worth of those supplies. For the insulin, like I said, 1 year, guarantee. That's what manufacturers say. 2 years, is like some doctors have said that it can last up to that long. You just kind of have to pay attention to it. And then after that, you really need some way to resupply. The only thing that I currently don't have that would make my situation much better is some sort of solar/wind way to keep power going to my mini fridge. I don't want to try to keep a big fridge going, but I will try to keep a mini fridge going. So I've got a spreadsheet. If I get it more complete, then I'll put it in the description of this video, but I can talk about more than what I have on the spreadsheet. Other than that, at the moment, from what I've been told, the insulin does stay good, at room temperature, 68 to like 79 or 82 or something like that. It's just better if the unopened extra pins that you have would stay refrigerated. Moving on to the insulin side of it, I haven't gotten an additional prescription. The original prescription would have only lasted about 2 months, but in that time period of changing my diet and exercising more, I have had the amount of insulin that I have to take lowered to the point where I have almost 6 months worth now. The next time I talk to my doctor, that's when I plan on getting a additional prescription filled out. I talked to him up front about this, that it's something that while I'm dependent on the insulin, I want the longest amount of supply that you'll offer me. Now, if I get put on a medicine or I get to the point where I won't need it, then I'll of course have it and fill a prescription as needed and toss out the old stuff or, do something with it. And then food-wise, essentially all of the stuff that has much higher carbs, so the rice, the beans, the powdered milk, that kind of stuff, it's okay for me to eat it, but I have to, in turn, do the amount of work to burn off those carbs. That way I'm not building up a lot of, really high sugar and going into, diabetic ketoacidosis or the thing that has to send you to the hospital. Other than that, I will have a video coming out soon that talks about the food preps that I'm adding. I found a couple of long-term solutions, some medium, and then some short-term. The short-term would be foods that go in the working pantry of the 1 to 3 months. The medium is about 1 to 5 years, and I would say the long-term is 5+. And then shelf life stable would be your stuff that's 25 to indefinite. So I'll have a video coming out soon talking about foods. I still plan on planting fruit trees. I have to do some measurements in the yard to see if I can get some chickens. I do live in town and they have like a 115-foot rule. So I need to measure, make sure the closest neighbors are far enough away. If that's the case, as I do those projects and then I also want to do a rain catchment system. As those projects blossom, that's a weird word for that, but as those projects come together, there will be videos on how I put the things together, what I do to make this grow faster, and that sort of thing. But, this video is letting you know the situation, why I was lacking in the prepping videos, and just letting you know that I'm not quite doing a 180 on prepping videos. but there is going to be a significant change in how I prep. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not disheartened about this. And we're going to keep making prepping videos. So, this really isn't the type of video that I would say like, share, subscribe, comment to. This is more of a prepping as a diabetic person. So, this will turn into a little series, and I hope you stick around for it, and I'll catch you in the next one.